Conspiracy theories about the European Union. Please subscribe us. Fifth, Trump's theory. It wouldn't be much of a list of conspiracy theories without a mention of everybody's favorite current president of the United States, Donald Trump. Obviously, most European countries are much older than the US, but Trump clarified his theory at a rally a few days later when he said that it was the European Union, not nations, that was set up to take advantage of the US, stating we love the countries of the European Union. But the European Union, of course, was set up to take advantage of the United States. Fourth, Rothschild family. Since the Rothschild family allegedly owns so many banks and media outlets across the world, it is pretty easy to tie them into any conspiracy that involves either money or news. According to the mainstream conspiracy theories, the Rothschilds aren't literally choosing winners and losers, but can offer tremendous financial support to anything they approve of, while turning the media on anything they do not. But according to some lesser-known theories, the family is doing a lot more than simply nudging things in the right direction. They are straight up choosing who will lead what governments or international bodies. In France, President Emmanuel Macron is the subject of one such theory, based mainly on the fact that he spent 4 years working at Rothschild and Company. Investment bank. Similarly, an Egyptian news anchor used a photo of a young Angela Merkel with two friends, allegedly future Prime Minister Theresa May and future CIA Director Gina Haspel, as evidence that the Rothschilds had been grooming these women for office their whole lives. Unsurprisingly, many of Europe's top politicians have some link to the Rothschilds, making this a theory that will likely endure well into the future. Third, Eurozone crisis. The Eurozone crisis perfectly encapsulates the EU's main hurdle of balancing integration with independence. Intended to facilitate business and encourage cross-border movement, it was brought down by the lack of fiscal alignment across the market. Two theories involve rich members of the British elite conspiring with the US media to affect investment, which have been floated by the likes of the then Prime Minister of Greece, as well as many high-ranking officials in the Spanish government. One theory claims the British manipulated the Eurozone to both profit personally and cover up their nation's deficit. Another states the plan was to bring down the euro to discourage future EU projects. As you can tell, those theories sound like they originate from the pro-EU side, but there are those in Britain and beyond who believe the EU are to blame. These theories claim that the crisis was manufactured as a way to get countries like Greece under the EU's thumb, as a way to dissolve all nations in the EU into one, and even as a way to introduce socialism to Europe, although the two have already met. Second, Esperanto. As you may already know, Esperanto is the most widely spoken auxiliary language in the world. While many people loved the idea, immediately learning the language and publishing material, others were suspicious that Zamenhof had an ulterior motive. Since Zamenhof was Jewish, many claimed Esperanto was a Zionist attempt at world domination. Hitler himself even made reference to this theory in Mein Kampf. It's hard to judge just how much of an impact this theory had on the spread and use of Esperanto, or whether a language with no native speakers would always have its limitations. All we do know is that whatever the plan was, it didn't work. First, Finland. Not many people genuinely believe that the earth is flat, or that the Queen is a shape-shifting lizard. Such as the theory that Finland does not exist. This theory claims that the concept of Finland arose from a joint Japanese-Soviet plot during the Cold War. The two nations agreed to pretend that there was a country along the Baltic Sea, so that they could claim fishing rights for the area. Using parts of Sweden, Estonia, and Russia, the Soviets tricked people into thinking they were living in Finland, and built the Trans-Siberian Railway as a way to smuggle the fish to Japan. In exchange for their silence and a small cut of the catch, the Japanese could fish in Finland as much as they liked. Some may scoff at this theory and never give it a second thought, But maybe you should take a moment to ask yourself, how confident are you that Finland really exists? Thanks for watching.